my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what we're going to do is going to talk about the 13 shots in the JFK assassination. Now, a lot of people will say, there was probably approximately about 4 to 5 shots taken, and that was it. And they're placing the gunmen in different locations and everything else. But all the evidence that I compelled from the videos and the footage, film footage, and the images taken that day, shows us, in fact, there was 13 shots fired that day. Exactly 13 shots. And also in these films and images, I got the location of the gunman. As I showed right here in this photo here, okay, they found a bullet case in 1974, which also adds into evidence as well. The Zapruder film shows the gunman coming down, taking aim, and firing his rifle from the rooftop of the county records building. Also, in 1974, there was a bullet casing found on the rooftop. Okay, that's evidence showing there was a gunman there. We got visual and we got evidence we can feel. Now, in these other images, as you see here, now this is just photographic evidence for the 2 shots to the manhole cover. Here's the manhole cover right here marked on the map, and these are all images taken from that day from films and images that was taken of 2 shots striking this manhole cover. And as you see here, we also have images of Secret Service agents and people from the Dallas Police Department stuff looking over these 2 shots. And as you see in the image as well, one of the Secret Service agents was actually picking up a bullet lying in the grass area. Zapruder film shows 2 shots striking this manhole cover. Also shows a bullet ricocheting upward. And then we have images of that manhole cover showing them bullet holes. And what people don't understand is you got photographic evidence here that shows plainly 2 more shots were taken that day, which indicates now we have a conspiracy going on here. Now we have evidence of a second gunman. Now, not only do we have photographic evidence, but we can go to Dallas, Texas today. Go down Dealey Plaza, go to that manhole cover, and we can see with our own eyes, and we can even feel both bullet holes still can be felt today and seen today right there in Dealey Plaza. So see, now we have the photographic evidence, we can visualize it and see it. We have the physical evidence, which we could touch the bullet casing that they found up on the rooftop. We have the bullet holes right there we can feel, and we can even take plaster cast of. So all this is evidence that shows for a fact there was actually more shots fired that day than the 3 shots they claimed. This is what I do when I compile all my evidence together. I look at it, and that's how I piece it all together. Excuse me. Just like right here. Shots 1 and 5. They both came in from the left and exit out to the right. Let me reverse that. They both came in from the right and exited to the left. I'm sorry to say that. But anyway, they both came in from the right and exited out to the left. This can be proven by the photographic evidence and the location of JFK's limo when them shots occurred. This is called photographic evidence here again, because the photographic evidence does show there was actually 3 shots taken, 2 in the back of JFK's head, and then we have the 1 shot on the right side where JFK's head exploded. We also have photographic evidence of bullet residue or lead in the windshield stuck on the inside of the windshield. We also have the dent above the chrome of the windshield and between the sun visors. Okay, these are all indications of more evidence compelled that there was more shots fired that day as well. But shots 1 and 5 came from the 6th floor of the Texas School of Book Depository, and there was the only 2 shots that came in from the right exiting out to the left. Now, shots 2, 3, 8, and 13 came from the 2nd floor of the county records building, because these shots came in from the left going out to the right. Okay, and it was all taken from the left side, left going out to the right. Now we have photographic evidence to show these shots make it striking the steps right up here. We have photographic evidence where 3 men was standing there, a bullet ricochets off the steps there, and all of a sudden they start scattering or start running up the stairway there. We also know, we can see also in this Zapruder film, a bullet striking and ricocheting off of the sign of the lamppost. Governor Connally being shot in the right side as he's looking out to his right, and there's a bullet hole inside of Governor Connally's seat. Okay, and he also has blood, which can be seen. He has a bullet hole and blood on his right side, and he was also shot in the back, which we can also see in a Zapruder film, but that was from a different gunman. We're talking about these shots here. Okay, JFK was shot first time in the back of the head, which came in from the left as it was reported, but the bullet entered and stopped 15 centimeters inside JFK's head. But when that bullet was striking in from the right, that made contact with that bullet, and that's why JFK's head exploded. But like I said, we're basing this again on photographic evidence. When you put all this photographic evidence together, you can get more details on what's going on and what's happening, and you can actually know the true story unfolds as you piece all this evidence together. Now we have this evidence here, which is the 2 shots from the grassy knoll area. There was 2 shots there because there was 2 gunmen there. 4 shot and 6 shot came from that location. 4 shot was a fatal headshot to JFK. As I pointed out, JFK's head, he was already shot in the back of the head by the gunman on the 2nd floor of the county records building. He was shot in the back of the head. Bullet entered 15 centimeters and stopped. Then when this gunman took his shot from the shelter there, shelter number 3 right behind Mr. Zapruder, he's at close range now. And when he took his shot, it struck JFK in the right side of the head. Then when that bullet made contact with the other bullet that was already inside of JFK's head, that's why JFK's head exploded, because both of them bullets made contact, and that's why you see just nothing but bullet fragments all through JFK's scalp and all over the back seat. As they found, that's all they found was bullet fragments, not a solid bullet, but bullet fragments, because both of them bullets made contact. And just like the 6th shot, which came from the 2nd gunman from the shelter, I struck Governor Connally in the back as he was turning over to his left. We can see the impact of the bullet being taken, bullet impact in the back of Governor Connally's back. And we can also see the shot being fired in the Nix film, and we can also see the shot being taken from the side of the shelter as well in the Bronson film. Same as the JFK's fatal headshot. We can see in the Nix film that shot being fired from the window of the shelter. Same thing, we see it in the Bronson film. So we have other films that's backing up each film of location where these shots are being fired. By locations where JFK's limo was at that time, this also backs it up. And then we have eyewitness accounts claiming that the shots came from directly behind him, and Mr. Zapruder says the assassin was behind him. Okay, and these are the shots to the manhole cover, the grass area, and the curb shot. Okay, now these all line up from the rooftop of the county records building. Now, this is the order of the shots. Shots number 1. These are the time frames. Now, no one's never done a time frame on the bullet, on the shots that was taken that day. I have. This is based on the Zapruder film, starting with frame 133. I couldn't start with 001 in the Zapruder film because JFK's limo wasn't seen at the time. So I had to base it and start it with frame 133 on down through the rest of the film. It shows us exactly when these shots made contact. Like the first shot to the back of JFK that struck him in the back. That shot was taken at 7.16 seconds. And then shot number 2, shot number 3. And as we see these shots, then we'll go into the time in between these shots. As you see here, we have the order, the number of the shots, when they was fired, and actually when they made contact. And then we look at the time frame in between these shots, we can see that there was actually more than one rifle being fired at the same time. And we can also see that there was some rifles being fired at the same time, but from different locations. Okay, just like the time frame I put here, where each shot made contact with at that time. Like the first shot struck JFK in the back of JFK is back here, 7.16 seconds. Then the second shot was fired, and then 7.58 seconds, back of JFK's head was struck. Shot number 3, 8.71 seconds, the right side of Governor Connally hit. That's when he was out and out to his right, and then so on and so on. So see, there was 13 shots fired that day, and there was five gunmen there that day, and it was 4 different locations. Just like in this map here. I have the locations of the gunmen, as you see here. Got 2 of them here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. As you see, the line of fire from the curb, grass area, and manhole cover. It's almost right exactly in the same line of fire. Then we have the shots from this gunman on 2nd floor County Records Building. We have 1 shot to JFK, 1 shot to Governor Connally, 1 shot to the steps, and 1 shot to the lamppost, to the sign on the lamppost. Then we have the gunman on 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. As you see, coming in from the right, exiting out to the left, his shots. But there's only 2 shots fired from there. Then we have the gunman on the grassy knoll, which 1 shot each was fired from each one of them gunmen there, which was JFK and Governor Connally. But I want to show this right now, as you see here. When we line this shot up, from right here was where the gunman took a shot from the window of the shelter. As you see, when it struck JFK in the right side of the head, it's going to push him off to the left, as is seen in the Zapruder film. He's shot in the right side of the head, and he's pushed off to the left. Okay, a lot of people will claim, which I pointed in my other video, you can see the gap between JFK's back and the back of the seat, and you can see he didn't go back at all. He actually was going to the left, and that lines up right here, because soon as JFK came out from behind the Stemmons Freeway sign here, he's got from this point here, as you see my cursor, from this point here all the way to here. This gunman had plenty of time to take aim and then take his shot. Other people, there's got other people around there and stuff like that you have to take consideration as too. He had to take his shot before he got to this location here. If he got to this location here, this gunman would probably end up shooting one of these guys on a step, so standing right here. So he had this point, from this point to this point, to take aim and shoot JFK in the right side of the head, and then this head exploded. The second gunman took aim real quick, but shot Governor Connally before he made it to this point here too, because as soon as he makes this point, even they have no clear shot. So to make sure that Governor Connally and JFK was shot, these 2 took their shots, but they had time to aim their shots up. So see, photographic evidence can give us a lot of information. Just like me, okay, when you look at this, and you look at this information, and you base on photographic evidence, okay, this is how I know in detail of exactly what happened. Just like I can go in detail, because no other researcher can do this, but I can, because this is based on photographic evidence, because I got all this evidence compiled, I pieced it all together. And then once you piece all this evidence together, it gives you the story exactly what took place. Just like when they turned down Main Street, JFK's limo, and then they come around here, and then they turn down on Elm, okay? Then we have gunman on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository take his first shot, but strikes JFK in the back, exits throat, bullet past Governor Connally's head, struck the chrome of the windshield. Okay, but JFK was still standing up, because people don't understand that JFK actually had a back brace on too. This is why he couldn't just collapse over after he got shot. Then at the same time that when he did get shot, even when he got shot the second time, we have Mrs. Kennedy now turns and starts holding him in place. So that leaves that gap open there for JFK to be viewed longer, because if he didn't have a back brace on, and if Miss Kennedy didn't turn around and start holding on to him, JFK would already collapse, and that fatal headshot would never happen. Okay, but like I said, I can go in detail from the gunman's location, the shots they fired, okay, and how I got this information is by the films and images, and this is what they tell us, and this is what they show us. But you have to piece it all together so you can get the full outlook and what really took place that day. Now, like I said, a lot of people, when they talk about JFK assassination, they're talking about 4 or 5 shots mainly. It's not until recently that a lot of researchers are starting to change the story and start making shots anywhere from 12 to 16 shots now. But this is after I came out with my information of having 13 shots and showing my evidence to these people. Now they're changing the story. Now it's not 5 or 6 shots no more. Now we're going to 12 to 16 shots being fired. Okay, but like I said, it's not out trying to make a name for myself. or to make money off JFK. It's about telling the truth, okay? I don't make no money off my books, as I pointed out in my other videos. I don't make that much money off my books. My books don't even sell that good. And to be honest with you, I'm lucky if I could probably sell 1 or 2 copies a month, if even that, okay? But it doesn't bother me, because to me it's about the truth, okay? The truth is what my research is all about. Find the truth, find the answers, and people that does, you know, this stuff should pay the consequences for what they did, okay? Because I look at JFK assassination as a murder case, okay? A murder case unsolved. And it shouldn't be unsolved, because there's a lot of evidence out there to prove that who took these shots, where these shots came from, how many shots were fired, and there's evidence of who was behind the JFK assassination. But nobody wants to take the time to sit back and take their time and go through it one step at a time. I spent 11 years and 10 months on this case to find all this information out, spent all my own time doing this, spent all my own money, didn't have no donations from people and stuff like other researchers do. They get donations from people, whatever. I have none of that. All the money that's spent on my research comes out of my pocket only, not nobody else's but my own. My research is done solely by me. Now I have somebody help me do research, and you know, when I do testing or something. But when it comes to exact research, I do most of it on my own. Actually, all of it on my own. But this new case I've been working on, Trevor Dealey, which my wife has been helping me out on that one. You know, she's going over stories and stuff for me while I'm analyzing footage and trying to get more information out, you know, on that. But in the JFK assassination, all the research and everything that's been done on that case was solely done by me, because I don't send my research out to somebody else, because I don't want to base my research on what they tell me, okay? I want to base my research on what I can see or what I find, not what somebody else finds or anything else. That's why if I use somebody's stuff, like when I back somebody like, okay, like M.K. Davis, when it came to PG film, he found a dog print in frame 352 of this Patterson film. Yes, there's a dog print, so I'll agree with him on that and also give him credit for finding that. Okay, but when it comes to JFK assassination, okay, there's a lot of people out there going to say, no, the shots came from here, no, the shots came from here, but there's no evidence to back it up. And the research I do, I find that evidence to back up every claim I make. Just like as you see here, I claim there's 13 shots. I can show you photographic evidence of all 13 shots. I claim the gunmen are in these locations here, and I can show you photographic evidence of these gunmen in these locations. I can show you shots being fired from these locations. Okay? That is called evidence. That is fact. It's not a theory. It's not, you know, a story. This is fact now, because we can see it. Okay, I just wanted to make this video here about the 13 shots, okay, because this is evidence that I found, and that can be seen in all the films and all the images. When you piece it all together, I made time frames from these images and films. I got photographic evidence of each shot, when it was occurred, and what time it was occurred, and everything else. So for me to compile all this information together, this is where I get my story from. After getting all this information together, now I get the story. Now I know exactly what took place that day. So I just want to make this video here to show people that there was 13 shots fired that day. There are exactly 5 gunmen there that day. We have Oswald on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. I know a lot of people out there that disagree with me on that and everything else, but it's called facts. Let's face facts with facts. There was 1 gunman on the 2nd floor of the county records building. There was 1 gunman on the rooftop of the county records building. And there was 2 gunmen in shelter number 3 on the grassy knoll, right behind Mr. Zapruder, shelter number 3. As I point out, I show you photographic evidence. I show you time frames of the shots. And the JFK assassination was 13 shots fired that day, and it was exactly 5 gunmen there that day. This is not a theory. This is not or anything else. This is basically, this is evidence to show there was a conspiracy in the JFK assassination. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll make more videos here soon, but I'm taking breaks in between here now because I'm working on Trevor Dealey case and trying to help that family find answers for them, you know, because I think they waited a long time as well, just like in the JFK assassination. It's been 53 years. It's time to put this to rest, you know. Time to let the evidence be shown and put it all to rest. So, like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. And in the description down below, I'll leave a site where you can, if you want to order my book, Evidence of Conspiracy, you can. It's on Amazon. There's also, you can also get on Kindle. Now, there really ain't nobody rated that book. Now, someone rated 1 star on it, but he never read the book because there was no copies that sold right now. Okay, there was probably 3 copies sold so far of that book, but someone left a comment on there based on my YouTube videos. Okay, that's why he won't recommend the book, but that's only on YouTube videos. The book is totally different. It goes word for word, detail for detail. You'll see a lot of evidence in there, and I go through one shot at a time. I go on what really happened that day. You get to see all the time frames in full general, and you get to see who was behind that assassination and all. So again, thank you and have a nice night.